Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 3 between Texas and Washington of the 2021 World Baseball Association playoffs. We're once again the Connie Mack League here in the wild card round. Both teams were having to split a game. In the first two games of the series, Washington losing 3-2 in Game 1. Washington, though, prevailing in Game 2 with 4 runs in the middle frame to win a 4-2. And splitting the series in Texas as we go to T-Mobile Park today. Bit of rain here, wind blowing in from left at 6 miles an hour, 46,126 on hand to watch Washington play off against heavily favored Texas, won 119 games in a regular season. Texas will send on the road Josh Beckett, who in 31 starts this year, went 13-6, with a 4.34 ERA, 5 complete games, 2 shutouts. He struck out 194 batters. Tim Lincecum went 15-11 this year with a 4.77 ERA, 6 complete games, 2 shutouts, struck out over 200 batters, 204 to be exact. But his last 6 starts has been really effective and has been doing a much better job of not walking so many players today. The lineups have remained essentially unchanged. And here's hoping for a better result. Tim Lincecum went 0-1 this year versus Texas with a 12.27 ERA. Now, not sure we're going to see that same picture here for Washington. Josh Beckett 1-1 against Washington with a 5.87 ERA. We might see another case of a lot of runs being scored here. This we'll have to figure it out as this game goes along. Well, regardless, we're set to go, and hopefully the weather will be able to be contained. And we'll be able to play this game here. So Joe Morgan, Tris Speaker, Frank Robbins are coming on a hit here. And here's hope for better things for Texas, who were kind of surprised at the fact that they lost that second game. Washington playing very well despite the loss in Game 1. Looking here to make this an interesting outcome and hoping to pick up the lead in the series. The 1-2 pitch to Morgan. 51 degrees here, slight rain, but it's stopped for now. It might pick up again later. There's a weak ground ball right to Lincecum. He'll fire the first. That'll be the first round of the inning. Really big out here. You got to remember, Joe Morgan scored 179 runs in the course of the season. 1 for 5 in the series has been Tris Speaker. He's gone to just deliver a sacrifice hit and a couple of walks here and there. He scored 146 runs with 31 steals. A weak pop-up to the shortstop Bloomquist for the second out. Robinson has been 5 for 10 for this series, but has not driven a run or any of substance. There's a drive ripped the other way. That'll be for extra bases. We wind up at second base. With a double. So that's an extremely well hit ball. That's the one about Texas. They can all hit the ball hard and high and deep. There's a grab ball to second. Sandberg will throw the ball right over to Oro to retire the side in the top of the first. On to the bottom of the second with Willie Bloomquist leading off. Brantley and Ryan Sandberg. It's been a little bit of a funk here. Bloomquist, the face-off against Josh Beckett, who's making his first postseason start. Obviously, the 1-1 pitch here is a weak ground ball for Matthews. He's not going to be able to make any kind of play as the chopper. Even though he fielded it, Bloomquist gets on with an infield single. Brantley 3 for 9 this series, the 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to first. He'll go to second for 1. That'll be it. So nice play by Cooper to get the lead runner for the outs. Here it is. Sandberg. There's a drive in the left near the line, but Berkman's running in there, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Avrill's been in pretty good hot tear. He's 5 for 9 so far for the first two games, with a home run and 3 RBIs. Averill made it interesting at the top of the ninth in game 1 and started the festivities with an RBI double in the top of the fourth in game 2. So he's been in the ball really well. The 1-2 pitch. There's a line drawn on a base hit the other way, past the glove of Ernie Banks. First and second now, 2 outs. Ron Santo, 0 for 7 in this series with an RBI. The 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to first, but Cooper will pick it up and out in the inning. That's the inning. Washington gets nothing, and Texas will come up to the bat here with Banks, Matthews, and Cooper to come up and hit. 0 for 9 has been Ernie Banks so far. The 0-2 pitch by Lincecum. There's a ground ball hit right at Bloomquist, who throws it to first. He's out. Banks is 7 for 48 this year against Washington, making 7 for 49 with the out here. Eddie Matthews 2 for 9, had a home run in last game. The 0-2 pitch to him, however. There's a drive and he rips it to left center field. That'll be for extra bases. On his way to second is a double for Matthews. A well hit ball here. A curve was thrown and able to take it the other way here. Cecil Cooper, 6 for 8 in the series. Will continue his hot hitting. There's a ground ball to first. And Olerud will run over to first base to pick up the out. There's out number 2 with Matthews now at third. You do have Toppensee to come here and hit. You do have Josh Beckett. A 3-2 pitch. And a fly ball to center. They take the risk and the gamble pays off as Earl Avrill's under it to pick up the final out to win the inning. Despite the double by Matthews, no score as they're at the bottom of the second. Olerud, Ryan Dumit, and Jeff Connie coming to hit here. Olerud's got 2 for 7 this series. The 1-2 pitch, though. There's a drive, and he rips it the other way. And a beautiful catch by Berkman at the track. A one-handed grab, no less. Hustles back there and makes the catch of it. Well hit ball, but an even better catcher by Berkman for out number 1. Dumit, 1 for 7 the series. There's a fly ball that is hit to right field. Robinson is under it. He'll make the catch for number 2. Hustled well enough here to the right field line and makes the catch. 4 for 7 for Connie. Jeff Connie drove it a game when he won in game 2. And has 4 hits for the first 2 games. There's a ground ball. Nice play by Matthews. The ball is thrown into the dirt. There'll be an error by Matthews, and Connie is on. Lincecum. There's a ground ball to second to Morgan. He'll fire the first out of the inning. Despite the error, no runs have come in to score. The top of the third here. Texas will have Beckett coming up, and then it's Morgan, Speaker, and company. A 1-2 pitch to Beckett. There's a ground ball to third. Santo with a long throw, but a hard throw. Strong throw to retire Beckett for out number 1. Morgan grabbed that into the pitch of the first time, up the 2-1 pitch to him. He gets hit. Speaker, the 3-1. He walks him. Robinson, the 1-2. There's a drive to center. This is high. This is deep. But this is playable for Averill for the second out. This will allow Morgan, however, to tag and move to third for out number 2. Berkman's been a bit on fire. First ball hitting here. There's a ground ball to first. Olerud will simply step on a bag for the last out. That'll end the inning, and Texas has been kept quiet here for the first 3 innings. In comes Bloomquist, Brantley, and Sandberg. Bloomquist with an infield single last time, up the 3-2 pitch by Beckett. There's a ground ball to third. Matthews. This time it's a strong throw, collects the out for out number 1. Brantley, the 2-0. It's a ground ball to second. Morgan throws it to first to Cooper for out number 2. Ryan Sandberg, a 1-2 pitcher by Beckett. There's a ground ball by Matthews who fired first, and a fairly routine 1-2-3 inning. Both starters have been really pitched well here, the early going. To the top of the 4th here, Banks, Matthews, and Cooper. A 1-1 to Banks. There's a fly ball to right field. Connie hustling in will make the catch for the first out. 0-2 to Matthews. Swing and a miss with a fastball the outside corner. Struck him out for number 2. The pitch to Cooper. There's a ground ball to first. And Olerud will collect it. And once again, a 1-2-3 inning. And Lincecum is pitching very well so far. And it's the bottom of the 3rd. Averill, Santo, and Olerud coming up next. The 1-1 pitch to him. There's a ground ball to short. Banks will fire to first. There's the first out of the inning. So far, other than the hit here and there, the opposite field doubles by Matthews and Robinson, the pitchers here, Beckett and Lincecum, have done a very good job of keeping runners off the base paths. Oh for 1 today is Ron Santo. Oh for the series is Ron Santo, despite his sacrifice flyer behind game 2. The 0-2 pitch to Santo. Here's a drive. He ripped it. It is high. It is deep. It is gone. It is gone. A solo home run for Ron Santo, his first hit of the series. And if there was ever a time for him to wake up and do something and be productive at the plate, it would be now. And a solo home run has given Washington a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. That ball was just ripped. Fastball was high, was in, but he muscled it to center, and out it went. A 3-2 to Olerud. Swing and a miss with a cutter for strike 3. A 2-0 to Dumet. There's a ground ball right to the pitcher. Fires it to first. Not on the inning. Washington is up on the board for its first run of the game. You got Tobinsey, Beckett, and Morgan. A 1-1 to Tobinsey. There's a line drive and a base hit up the middle. Big base hit. Beckett with a bunt, and he gets the bunt down. It'll be 3-4 for the putout. But runners in score position now for Joe Morgan. A 2 to Morgan. There's a weak pop-up to Ron Santo, who collects a second out, and a big second out it is. Tris Speaker, the 0-2 to him. Here's a drive that's hit the other way, but right at Brantley, and not all in the inning. 1, despite the base hit by Tobinsey, no harm done here, as Washington goes down at top of the 5th, owning a 1-0 lead. Connie, Lincecum, Bloomquist are next. Josh Beckett has thrown 59 pitches through 4 innings. It's not 1 earned run. That home run that he gave up stands in a low run of the ball game so far. Connie, the 1-1 pitch to him. There's a fly ball to center. The Gray Eagles under this. Speaker, and he picks up the first out of the inning. Lincecum to come up here, the 1-2. Struck him out on a curveball. And there's a second out of the inning. Bloomquist, first ball hitting here. There's a ground ball base hit up the middle. So he is on 3 times today and is trying to keep this inning going. Michael Brantley, 0 for 2 today. He's due. Chance to throw a second by Tobinsey, not in time. And a steal for Bloomquist, who steals seconds. The 0-1, here's a 2-1 to Brantley. There's a drive, and he rips it for extra bases. That'll score in Bloomquist. A 2-0 lead for Washington. as Brantley soars into second base with an RBI double. Boy, he took a cutter and it went in, but not in on his hands enough, and he just stroked it to right center for extra bases. Here comes Ryan Sandberg. The 0-2 to him. Fly ball to right field. This is playable for Frank Robinson. He's under and he's got it. That'll do it, but another run by Washington has extended their lead to 2-0. And Texas looking to sort of wake up here from whatever slumber they're in. And hopefully try to make a game of this. Robinson, Berkman, and Banks to come up. The 2-0 to Robinson. There's a line drive and a base hit to left. And this is something that they need. Robinson with a base hit. Nice single here. 0 for 2 for Berkman so far. The 1-2 to Berkman. There's a ground ball the first. Over fires for 1. That'll be the force out for the first out of the inning. And a really solid glove play by Olerud. Stabbing the ball and then going to second for the force out. Banks is 0 for 11 in the series, 0 for 2 in the game, the 1-0. Here's a drive to center. This is going to be extra bases. Banks is first hit of the series. Second and third now, 1 out. A pitch to Matthews. First ball hitting. There's a line drive and a base hit the other way. 1 run's going to come in. 2 runs are going to come in. And this game is tied. Eddie Matthews looking at a fastball and strokes it the other way to score 2 runs. This game, just like that, has been tied at 2. They'll pitch to Cooper, the 2-2. There's a drive to center and a great catch there by Averill to pick up the out here. That was a screamer, but right at him. Robinson, the 1-2. Struck him out on a fastball. That'll end the inning, but Texas awakens with 2 runs on the top of the 6th to tie the game. Averill, Santo, and Olerud to come up. The 3-1 to Averill. And he walks him. Santo, the 0-1. There's a line driving down a line into the corner for extra bases. On his way to second is Santo. And in there with a double, Ron Santo, after hitting a home run, now rips a double. Second and third now with nobody out. And John Olerud to come up here, looking to give Washington the lead again. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on a fastball. Infield in, struck him out. Beautiful pitch. Ryan Domet is 0 for 2 today. The 3-0 to Domet. There's a drive that he rips it into left center. This is deep enough to maybe to score a run. Here's the second out of the inning, but a run will come on in and score. So Ryan Domet with a sacrifice fly RBI. Score Earl Averill has given Washington the 3-2 lead. Runner at second, with Jeff Connie coming up here. They might decide to walk him and face Lincecum. Let's see what happens here. And that's exactly what they'll do. First and second now for Lincecum. Lincecum to come in and hit here. The 3-1 to Lincecum. And he gets walked. Bases loaded now for Willie Bloomquist. He's 2 for 3 with a walk today. And he's hit the ball pretty well. It's a weak ground ball to third. Fires at the first out of the inning, but Washington picks up a run to regain the lead. To the top of the 7th we go. With Texas trailing by 1 over Washington. Don Baylor to come in and pinch hit in favor of Josh Beckett. So Beckett winds up pitching 6 innings here. And Baylor making his first appearance of the series. A 3-2 pitch here. Struck him out. Big fastball. by Don Baylor. By Lincecum to get up Don Baylor here. There's a first out. Joe Morgan, the 0-1. There's a weak pop-up. Right to Olaru for the second out. Big second out. There's Speaker. A 3-1 to Speaker. He walks in. Here's Robinson, 2 for 3 today. 7 of 13 for the series, but no home runs and RBIs. There's a drive to center. This is playable for Averill. He's under it, and he's got it. That'll end the inning. And Texas goes down. Washington coming up here. Your new pitcher here is Arthur Lee Rhodes. He makes his first appearance of the series. So a bunch of left-handers here to face Brantley, then Sandberg, then Averill. The 1-1 here by Rose, went 3-3 with 4.15 ERA and 3 holds. But Brantley rips a single to right. His second hit of the ball game. Sandberg to come in and hit for 3-1. He walks. Here's Averill. A 1-1. Here's a drive. He ripped it. High, deep, no doubt about it, into the second deck. Into the second deck. Unbelievable drive by Earl Averill, who smokes a 3-run homer to give Washington a commanding 6-2 lead. Averill with his second home run of the series. Unbelievable. Out goes Rhodes, in comes Minton. The 1-2 pitch here by DeSanto. There's a drive to center. This is playable, but it's over Speaker's head. That'll be for extra base for Sano. And he's in there with a second with a double. Boy, they're really doing a number on him. Olerud, the 1-1. There's a weak ground ball to Minton. He'll fire to first for the first out, and Santo heads over to third. Wow. First out here, here's Ryan Dumet, 0 for 2 today with an RBI and a sacrifice fly. The 0-2 pitch to him. There's a ground ball to first. A run will come in and score. So an RBI ground out. Santos scores. It is now 7-2. In comes Jeff Connie, the 2-2. Struck him out. Here's Lance Berkman. Struck him out. Big changeup by Lincecum. The first out of the inning, Ernie Banks, the 1-1 pitch to him. There's a weak ground ball to Lincecum. He'll fire to first, and he'll pick up the second out of the inning. Boy, Washington has really done a number on Texas. They're not even sure what hit him. The 0-2 to Matthews. There's a ground ball to first. Olerud will run towards the bag. Step on it for the final out of the eighth. Nothing across. And Washington, 7-2. Going to the bottom of the eighth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Minton pitching his second inning of work here. And Lincecum coming to hit here. A 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Got him. Bloomquist, 2 for 4 today. A 1-2 pitch to him. Here's a drive that's ripped the other way. And that'll be for extra bases for Bloomquist. And there's his third hit of the ball game. Boy, they're doing a number on them, and here comes Zach Duke. Zach Duke to come on here. The 0-1. There's a drive to extra bases. Extra bases. Another run comes in and scores. Michael Brantley. With an RBI double to make it 8-2. Sandberg with the 0-1. And a wild pitch here. Past Taubman, to move around to third. From bad, he gets the worst here. Sandberg hasn't done a whole thing. He's 1 for 11 the entire series here. A 3-2 to him. And he walks him. Averill for 3-2. There's a ground ball right at him. That'll pick up the second run out. So Averill drives on a run. His 4th RBI of the game. As Brantley crosses the plate. 9-2. Here comes Santo. Ground ball to second. Morgan will fire to first. That'll end the inning. But they score yet another 2 runs. It is 9-2 Seattle. To the top of the 9 with Cooper, Toppinson, and Duke coming up here. Lincecum still pitched 121 pitches thrown. First ball hitting here for Cooper. There's a ground ball to second. Sandberg will throw to Olerud. There's your first out of the inning. Toppin's 1 for 3 today. The 1-1 pitch to him. Here's a fly ball. Hit right at Connie. And there's your second out of the inning. Rogers Hornsby. They're coming in pinch hit here. His 3rd appearance, his first time. Made a ground out. Last game, he delivered a pinch hit RBI single late in the game. He's just looking to keep this game alive here. The 1-1 pitch to Hornsby. Hard ground ball, but right at Santo, who fires at the first. That'll end the inning, and that'll end the ball game. Boy, what a performance by Tim Lincecum. Is he not just a complete game win? Boy, what a performance. You can't ask for anything better than that. Washington prevails 9-2. Texas, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Washington, 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Home runs hit in this game, 2 of them. Averill was second. Ron Santos first of the playoffs. No saves, no holds, no blown saves. But the winning pitcher, Tim Lincecum, is your winner going the distance. He's 1-0. Josh Beckett gets tattooed with a loss. He's now 0-1. And Washington now, inexplicably and shockingly, has now taken a 2-1 series lead here against Texas, won 119 games over the course of the regular season. Just an absolutely spectacular and stellar performance by Washington. Beckett pitches 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a home run. Rhodes doesn't get anybody out. 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and 1 walk, and then surrendered the home run. Greg Minovich, an inning of third, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And Zach Duke pitches 2/3 of an inning, 1 earned run, 1 hit, 1 walk. Tim Lincecum was just sensational. 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 earns, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, no home runs, a complete game win, and just a solid performance all around here. Well, the final score here, Washington 9, Texas 2. Washington puts Texas on the brink of elimination here. Time of the game was 3 hours and 36 minutes. On behalf of the WAA and the WA television network, this is John Pepper Georgie wishing you a pleasant afternoon, and see you next time as Texas looks to stave off elimination against Washington for game 4. Have a great afternoon and see you next time.